Today we're going to look at the past perfect and the past perfect continuous. I wanted to start with just a quick overview of past times. So if we look at this verb tense chart by Betty Azar, the middle line always represents now, and then we work from the past to the present to the future. And so as a quick review, we use the simple past when we want to talk about actions that were completed in the past at a specific time. So Juan moved to Madison in 2017. The past continuous is used when we want to talk about two past events, and it shows that one event was in progress when the second event occurred, but the event that was in progress is likely to continue past the second one. Today's focus is the past perfect and the past perfect continuous. In these two verb tenses, our focus is on two past actions. And in the past perfect, we have activity 1 and activity 2. And so we focus on which one happened first. And so in this case, I had studied drawing before I began to study painting. So here is studying drawing, and here is studying painting, with the idea that this first action is completed before this one begins. With the past perfect continuous, we have the idea that two past events occurred, and the one that happened first was in progress and finished or ended when the second one began. So I had been on the phone for 2 hours when the doorbell rang, or I had been studying for 2 hours when my friends came over. When my friends came over is this action, and that put an end to the first action. Here's another look at it, the past perfect. So again, two past events. First, at 6 o'clock, she ate dinner. At 8 o'clock, I called her. So in the past perfect, she had eaten dinner by the time I called her. And notice that the first event we put in the past perfect, which means the past participle had plus the past participle of the verb. Remember, ed, regular verbs are ed, irregular verbs you have to memorize. By the time I called her, the second event is I called her, and this event is in the simple past. Okay, and so we also have time markers that we can use when we're using the simple past. So for example, by the time, before, and when. The past perfect progressive, again, the form of it is had plus been plus the verb ing. Remember, American pronunciation of this is been, not been. So I had been studying Japanese for 2 years when I moved to Tokyo, okay, or by the time I moved to Tokyo. I want to scroll down here and look at the two verb tenses side by side. So here we see the past perfect. Again, we form it with had plus the past participle. And so event 1, she had finished her homework by the time the movie started. Here, she had been working on her homework for 2 hours by the time the movie started. And in this one, the focus is more on the duration or the time of the first event that was in progress. And again, it stops when the second one begins. You might want to study these charts in Blackboard, but that's a quick overview of the difference between the past perfect and the past perfect progressive.